What is up, YouTube? This is Nanashi back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile video. This time I'll be showing the changes and upgrades to my Dino deck. I waited a while to update this deck because I wanted to make sure that no future banlist hits made this deck unplayable. And despite people's opinions, I still think this deck is absolutely fantastic. Sure, Dinos took a very serious hit on the ban list, having their Miscellaneousaurus dropped from 3 to 1, and as a result, the deck is now much easier to disrupt and has a harder time making safe board building plays, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying the deck. In fact, now it's an opportunity to innovate it thanks to some of the new cards and thanks to bringing back some of the old. And you'll see what I mean when we take a closer look. Starting with the monster lineup, we have a pair of Animadorange Archosaur. Or at least I would, but I heard that this bedazzled butthole over here was going to be getting reprinted in a tin, possibly, so I decided to hold back on buying my second copy. When normal or special summoned, it destroys a dino in my hand or on my field, and if it does, it searches one of a few different cards from the deck to hand, but I specifically searched Double Evolution Pill with it. We have a playset of Baby Ceresaurus, the heart and soul of most generic dino decks. If it's destroyed by a card effect, it summons a new level 4 or lower dinosaur out of the deck, and it's not once per turn, so looping this kick the baby strategy gives you tons of advantage. We have one Petite Ranodon, a variant of Baby Ceresaurus. If it's destroyed by a card effect, it pulls a level 4 or higher dinosaur out of the deck, but it can't attack that turn. We have one Giant Rex. It can't attack directly, but if it's banished, it resummons itself and gains 200 attack permanently per dino already banished at the time of its resummon. We have a pair of Megalos Smasher X. That's right, we're going normalcy in this build. It's a 2k vanilla beat stick that interacts with the deck beyond just being rank 4 material, but we'll cover that later. We have a single Miscellaneousaurus, which breaks my heart, but is still very influential in the deck. You can discard it during either turn to make your dinos immune to activated card effects for that main phase, and by banishing any number of dinos out of the grave, you can special summon any dinosaur from the deck with the same level as the number you banished, but it self-destructs at the end phase. We have a pair of Scraptor. I don't care what its name actually is, it will forever be called Scraptor in my mind. This tuner can destroy a monster you control to gain a once per turn extra normal summon of a scrap monster. Also, if it's destroyed by a scrap effect, you can add a non-tuner scrap or scrap factory from deck to hand, but I play neither in this purest possible dino build. We have a playset of Soul-Eating Oviraptor, the best accelerant and setup card dinos could ever ask for. On summon, it takes any dino in deck and either adds it to hand or sends it to grave. Also, it can target and destroy a dino on either side of the field, and if it does, you can summon any other dino from the graveyard in defense mode. We have one Dino Wrestler Pankratops, insanely convenient tech for this deck. It summons itself from hand if your opponent has more monsters on the field than you do, and during either turn he can tribute any Dino Wrestler to target and destroy any opponent's card, though in most cases he'll just tribute himself. And we have a pair of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, the deck's boss monster and possibly the most annoying card in the deck. He can summon himself from hand by banishing 2 dinos from the grave, can flip all opponent's monsters face down during either player's main phase by destroying any monster on your field or in your hand, can attack all monsters the opponent controls once each, and can automatically send any defense position monster battles to the grave and deal 1000 damage each time. Next we have the spell cards. One Call by the Grave. We have 2 Double Evolution Pill. It banishes a dino and a non-dino from hand and or grave to summon any level 7 or higher dino out of the hand or the deck. Now you would assume not having any non-dinos in the main deck makes this card dead, but spoiler alert, this X 15 card extra deck has some convenient non-dino techs. We have 3 Foolish Burial Goods. It sends any spell trap from your deck to grave, extremely convenient for spell traps with grave-based effects. Hint, hint. We have 3 Fossil Dig. It adds any level 6 or lower dino from deck to hand, and it's not once per turn. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. We have 3 Lost World, a multifaceted field spell that enables so much in this deck. It reduces the attack of all 9 dinos by 500, summons a token to the opponent's field once per turn when a dino is summoned, the opponent can only target tokens with card effects while they control any token, which rarely comes up, and it can prevent the destruction of any normal monster or monsters once per turn by destroying that many dinosaurs in the deck. That last effect prompted me to add the normal Megalo Smasher back in, and was honestly making me consider playing Dark Holes over Raigeki since that barrier protects both sides' normal monsters, but I decided to use that space for some other techs. One Monster Reborn. We have one 1-for-1 as a kind of replacement for the Misc we lost. It discards any monster and summons any level 1 monster from deck, which is exclusively designed to call out the Archosaur. One Raigeki, one Terraforming, and we have 3 Unexpected Die, exclusively to work with the Megalo. It special summons any 4-star or lower normal monster out of deck, but only if you control no monsters. I was considering Rescue Rabbit instead, but I decided that this would be better. Not even because of the pure dino thing, I just didn't want to risk the normal summon. I only play one trap, and it's a pair of Survival's End. It can destroy all normal monsters on the field, and special summons the same number of level 4 or lower dinos out of the deck, but the field spell can intercept that and simply destroy a bunch of in-deck babies in their place. It can also banish itself out of the grave to target and destroy a dino you control and any card your opponent controls, which is why I mainly drop it with goods. Next we have the side deck, and I have made a slight adjustment. We have a playset each of Cosmic Cyclone, because I do want to make sure that in the event I face a Mystic Mind deck again, I can delete the field spell without difficulty. Dark Ruler No More, Solemn Johnson, Solemn Strike, and Solemn Warning. And finally, we have the extra deck. First, we have a pair of Dino Wrestler Giga Spinosabit, a dino tech that is now very easy to play thanks to Scraptor. The opponent cannot activate any spells or traps when he attacks. The opponent can only target him for attacks, which means 2 out at the same time creates that old Marauding Captain lock. He can soft once per turn target and destroy any opponent's monster, and he can redirect his own destruction to any other card you control. We have a playset each of Evilzar Dolka and Evilzar Logia, 2 of the best extra deck pieces for dinos that aren't actually dinos. Dolka can attach 1 material to negate an activated monster effect and destroy it, and it's not once per turn. Logia can detach 2 to negate a normal summon, special summon, or activated spell trap and destroy it, and while it's not once per turn, double detaching means it is a 1-shot per copy. We have one Bujinki Amateros, a tech I sniped from the Dinosaur's 60-card pile build that they were labbing, and I would have it in the build at this moment in time, but I cannot seem to locate my copy. It requires 3 level 4s to summon, but it can detach to special summon a banished level 4 or lower monster during your turn, or detach to return a banished level 4 or lower monster to hand during your opponent's turn. We have one Link Spider, a card I trade out a Megalo Smasher for when I need to. He can summon a level 4 or lower normal monster from hand to the zone he points to, which helps me make use of a dead-drawn Megalo as well. We have one Link Kuriboh, a card I trade out Archosaur for after using its search effect. He can tribute himself when the opponent attacks to reduce the attacker to 0 attack, and he can resummon himself by tributing a level 1 monster during either turn. We have 2 Secure Gardna, a card I trade out either the Link Spider or the Link Kuriboh for to make Double Evolution Pill live immediately. You can only control 1 at a time, and it can't be used for Link material, but it negates all effect damage for the rest of the turn that it was summoned, and it can negate the first battle or effect damage you take per turn. We have one Scrap Wyvern, a tech I very rarely play, but it does help me in certain circumstances. It can resummon any scrap out of the grave, then destroys any other card, which will hopefully be a baby or a Megalo under the field spell, and if another scrap monster you control is destroyed by any card effect, it summons another scrap monster from deck and destroys any other card. And finally we have one Agave Dragon, a random card I threw in because it kinda associates with both the Dinos and the Evilzar Dragons. When summoned, it deals 100 damage to the opponent for each dragon in your grave, and gains 200 attack for each dinosaur in the grave. It also does things if you have sea serpents or worms in the grave, but I don't have any of those. And that is the deck. I may have gone a little overboard with the text I added in, but honestly, this version of the deck is the most fun version I've used in a while. It has the same plays older dinos had, with a few texts for variety plays, options for going first or second, and it's relatively budget friendly because I don't use those pot spells. Though I might do that later if we actually get affordable reprints. Is it the most optimal build? Obviously not. I don't think any optimized dino build would run half the cards I do. But given the current optimized build is just loaded with hand traps and generics and stuff that detracts from the theme of dinosaurs, I think I'm happier playing something a lot more dedicated to the type. I thank you for watching the deck profile video. If you can think of any ways that I can improve this purest possible dino deck, feel free to let me know. In the meantime, this has been Nanashi, signing out.